government pitch that the BJP always does when the states polls happen. I think we are looking at a very interesting election as the polling really pans out today, and of course the result day on March 2, Nupur and Aishwarya.
Right, I think Aishwarya was making a point. Aishwarya, before you make that point, one quick question to you. Aishwarya, for the Congress, this is a do or die, isn't it, in Tripura? Because, they were wiped out in the last election. Literally, they did not even get one seat. So how do you see that aspect of it, Aishwarya?
Well, the Congress is piggybacking on the left and not vice versa, and specifically in Tripura, and that is going to be the scene in the other state elections as well, apart from a couple of others. But what is important is that what Abhishek was also mentioning regarding the former prince and now working towards another regional player. What we need to understand that the BJP has been able to decipher a hole in his policy or a hole in his political campaign. The demand and the softening of demand of Greater Tripura on the part of Pradyot has adversely impacted his core vote bank. He was very, very strong on certain particular 13 to 14 seats out of the 60 seats in the Tripura Assembly. But even in those 13 to 14 seats, after he basically reducing the demand or basically culling down to the pressure of centre, because Himanta Biswa Sarma of the BJP was given this duty. Yes, they got in another chief minister, but Himanta Biswa Sarma was given a duty, a hands-on duty. And even if you see during the campaign, Abhishek and Nupur, Himanta Biswa Sarma was right there. Whether it is with the Chief Minister, whether it is with every senior leader of the BJP, whether it's the National President Jagat Prakash Nadda, Amit Shah, Prime Minister, whoever went to Tripura, Himanta Biswa Sarma was right there because he was given the work, and work for him was cut out that they need the tribal belt, they need this Greater Tripura demand seats, and there were specific 13 to 14 seats where this demand was very heavy to get them back. And that is why this alliance partner, and Abhishek, if you talk about numbers, because at the end of the day, while we speak, voting is on, where our colleague Piyush is also reaching, and then our colleague from Republic Bharat, Amit, is reporting live. If you see the vote share, Abhishek, CPM was at 42.2% last time around, BJP was at 43.59%, so that difference is very less. But then the IPFT, which is an alliance partner of the BJP, was at 7.38%, which is okay, but Congress was only at 1.7%. Only 1.7%, Nupur. So Congress can only, even if Congress got 0 seats, and this time around, Congress internals, the internal sources of Congress say maximum 3 or 4. And that also, they are putting the complete onus on the success of this so-called Bharat Jodo Yatra, Abhishek, which I really don't think will have any impact, especially in Tripura. So Congress is nowhere in the scene.
Right.
Yeah, also Aishwarya, going by vote share, I think what really gives BJP confidence that they can repeat the performance of 2018 is the fact that in the intervening election of 2019, of course, general election to the Lok Sabha, the BJP increased its vote share to about 50%. And that's, if you get 50% in any state, that really gives you an unassailable lead over the opponents. So the BJP strategists have believed that if they can really consolidate on that surge, typically it happens that if you look at other states, the state election has more vote share, the Lok Sabha election would have little less vote share. In this case, the BJP strategists believe that because their vote share increased in the general elections, that should give them tailwinds and help them tide over this recalibration of alliances and new corners coming up, new political forces coming up in the state. That's taken care of. So, for example, Trinamool contesting on
the politics of development, Abhishek,
that actually makes it a quadrangular contest instead of a triangular contest in those many seats. Trinamool still obviously believes that they are not a force, and that's the reason why they are contesting only on 28 seats. But what this means is that in a post-poll scenario...
But those 28 seats, Abhishek, where left is very strong. But Abhishek, those 28 seats where left is very strong. So the CPM vote share of 42.2%, if the TMC is able to take that away, it will inadvertently help the BJP. They are contesting in very specific seats, in very specific pockets, but on those pockets where left is very strong. So they are taking on the left, completely left, and that will inadvertently or indirectly help the BJP.
Like as Aishwarya and Abhishek both, of course, look at the minuter points. I just wanted to put a question to both of you. The BJP in the past few states has employed this strategy of changing the chief minister about 10 months or so before they hit the elections. In Gujarat, that's something that gave them huge profits. They actually reaped benefits from it. Do you think that's going to help them in Tripura as well? Because, Manik Saha was just made the chief minister about 11 months or so ago. So, Aishwarya, first to you, do you think that's going to make a difference? And then the same question to Abhishek.
Well, the answer is being delivered by the people as we speak. Because as we speak, voting is on, Nupur. But no party, whichever political party, Congress, the BJP, these regional players, it's never comfortable. And Abhishek would agree. Because it is never comfortable for any political party to change their leader, and no party would want that. But it also shows that how uncomfortable the BJP was with Biplav Deb.
But again, we have an important guest with us. In fact, Piyush Mishra, our correspondent there on the ground, Aishwarya, is with Pradyot Debbarma, and I think that he's an important guest. We were talking about him being the kingmaker. Let me go to Piyush. Piyush, over to you. My first question, of course, is how does he see himself being a kingmaker? And then, of course, you take forward, ask him questions on the elections in Tripura today.
Well, certainly, Abhishek, we are exclusively joined with Pradyot Debbarma. Remember that he is a kingmaker, and yes, like you rightly mentioned, that how does he see this? My executive editor, senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor, is now asking from you directly, how do you see yourself as the kingmaker? And if you can further elaborate about the fortunes of your party in this state.
On the day of the voting, would like to consider our party as getting an absolute majority rather than playing an important role in forming a government for another party. So it would be very wrong for me to say that I'll be a kingmaker. We would rather be a party which will win this election on their own.
Yeah, I'm very sure how much seats you are going to get, because you are not contesting on all the seats. You are contesting only on 42 seats.
Neither is Communist Party, neither is Trinamool, neither is Congress, neither is BJP. They're fighting in 55 seats. So after Communist, CPM and us, all the other parties are fighting in way lesser. Since we are fighting in 42 seats, we are confident of reaching the magic figure, halfway figure on our own.
We have heard you having pre-poll talks with not only BJP alliance but also with Congress left combined alliance. You also released a video saying that no conclusion took place. You were not able to reach to any kind of consensus. Can we expect any kind of post-poll alliance either of the sides?
No.
Not at all.
Because, you see, I cannot lie to my people. Tripura Motha is like a movement.
Hello.
And less of a party. And our movement is supposed to achieve a constitutional solution for our people. Till the time we do not achieve a legislative constitutional solution for our people, we cannot dilute our movement. The day I dilute or divert from that for the sake of becoming a minister or some post, then we are finished. So we cannot do that.
What are you promising to your voters?
That we will not let you down. And as long as I am the chairman of Tripura Motha, I can never betray the people of what I have promised them.
We have seen Home Minister Amit Shah and top leaders of BJP attacking you, making comments against. You see this as blessing?
हाँ, आशीर्वाद है. अरे देश का होम मिनिस्टर एक छोटा सा जनजाति लीडर को अटैक कर रहा है, वो तो आशीर्वाद है. मैं तो उठ गया उनके दुनिया के नजरों में. इसके लिए तो you are taking my interview. This is आशीर्वाद, blessing from Home Minister himself.
What kind of talks you had with Home Minister when you went to Delhi?
That
because Himanta Biswa Sarma was also present there.
I have been very clear. जो मैंने आपको कहा, मैंने वही बात उनको कहा कि हम जब तक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल सोल्यूशन नहीं लाते हैं, मैं कोई भी पार्टी के साथ, प्रियंका गांधी हो, राहुल गांधी हो या बीजेपी का लीडर्स हो, मैं जब तक वो नहीं लाता हूँ, मुझे अपने लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए. मेरे लोगों को दे दो, मैं बात करूंगा. मेरे लोगों को नहीं दोगे, मैं बात नहीं.
If BJP agrees to your point at some level, will you be interested in joining them?
राइटिंग में दीजिए ना.
राइटिंग में?
हाँ, राइटिंग में दीजिए ना. और बीजेपी नहीं, वो तो बीजेपी से गवर्नमेंट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स पर राइटिंग में देने दीजिए. तब हम देखेंगे. हम आपके सामने
कांग्रेस और लेफ्ट
टीवी के सामने मैं दिखा दूंगा कागज. आप वर्ड बाय वर्ड चले जाइए. मैं न्यूज़पेपर में प्रिंट करा दूंगा पब्लिक को मालूम होना चाहिए कि बंद दरवाजे में क्या बात हुआ, क्योंकि मैं पब्लिक विश्वास नहीं करती। इसके लिए ये जो भी होना चाहिए ट्रांसपेरेंट होना चाहिए, टाइम बाउंड होना चाहिए, और यही बात मैंने कांग्रेस और सीपीएम की लीडरशिप को भी कहा।
प्रद्युत जी, लेफ्ट तो रेडी है, मैंने कहीं ना कहीं आई हैव हर्ड अबाउट दैट लेफ्ट, बट व्हाई कांग्रेस इज नॉट एग्री?
नहीं, कांग्रेस भी अगर दोनों कहते रेडी है, बीजेपी भी कहती है रेडी है, तो भाई आप लोग तो विद्वान लोग हैं, राइटिंग में दे दीजिए ना, राइटिंग में क्या प्रॉब्लम?
वन मोर क्वेश्चन, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, यू आर आस्किंग फॉर अ सेपरेट
वर्बल देखिए, आई हैव आस्क्ड फॉर सेपरेट इंडिपेंडेंट
Independent, yes.
legislative. Who wants to? I'm okay. Let's not have a
There are many tribal communities across the country. If everybody stands up and asks for separate entity, separate state, Tripura itself is the third smallest state. I'm from Delhi. I'm asking you a question. It is already a union territory.
It's asking. No?
It is already a union
Is it
territory.
illegal?
No, I'm not saying that I do not know your demands are legal or illegal. I'm asking.
यार पूछवाओ
Demand
ना
is legal or illegal?
What I am asking you is that there are many
As
communities.
long as it's not illegal, I have a right to ask. No? Otherwise, you pass a parliament, rule, law in parliament that any state in this country,
Piyush,
any India,
Piyush.
they cannot demand under
Piyush.
Article 2 and 3, right? You pass that law that people of Tripura have no right.
Piyush,
Otherwise, you, my friend, cannot supersede the.
I have a question, Piyush.
Last question I'll take, out of 42 seats, how many seats are you expecting?
As I told you, we will cross the halfway.
One question
Piyush.
Niranjan is asking. Yes, Niranjan, you can ask.
Okay, Piyush, see, the question is, Mr. Pradyot Debbarma is absolutely within his rights, and the people backing him are well within their rights to demand a separate state. But the question is, A, that if he does not get the number of seats that can influence decision making on a separate state, what are his options? If Greater Tripura land is not possible as a separate state, what are his options, Piyush? And the second question, after he answers that question, is that all his vote share is going to come at the expense of the Congress party. He is a former Congress leader himself. How is his relationship going to pan out with the CPM Congress alliance post the elections? Two questions, Piyush, ask.
Well, Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, is now asking Pradyot that if you are not able to achieve the target which you are looking for, what would be the further options you will be exploring? And at the same time, Congress party, you are whatever the vote you will be getting at the expense of Congress party. Because you are former Congress leader. So please answer my first question first.
I'll ask you second question first, because
Okay,
you
yes.
have not done your research. My vote base is not Congress vote base. My vote base is the vote base of all the people who live in the hills, and of the Muslims, and that of the Manipuris and the Cha Bagan workers and the SCs. My vote base is far bigger than the Congress vote base. BJP in the last election got 18 out of 20 seats, BJP, IPFT combined. I am actually going to bring that number down to less than 1 seat. So that is also the BJP voter base. So my vote base is not fixed to Congress. Just because
And
I
if
was
you do not get your desired result, then
and Congress, let me tell you, because Republic TV is not the best advocate of Congress party, Congress does not have a vote base in Tripura. The BJP vote base in Tripura is that of the Congress vote base. Don't forget that the entire Congress vote shifted to BJP last time. So if I am going to eat into so-called Congress vote base, I'm eating into the BJP vote base.
if you do not get the desired result, then
If I don't get the desired result, there is always enough chairs and tables in the opposition. बैठेंगे, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? 30 साल से तो ऑपोजिशन में कांग्रेस में थे तो बैठे, और 5 साल बैठ जाएंगे, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? लेकिन अपने लोगों को तो नहीं बेचेंगे.
कि कोई बातचीत नहीं कुछ.
Why should you betray the people if you? Why should we? BJP, you know why I admire the BJP? They chose to sit in the opposition rather than sit in the government with Vajpayee, the 13-day sarkar. उसका फल आपको बाद में मिला ना, तो मैं भी ऑपोजिशन में बैठने के लिए तैयार.
So very clear, Abhishek Pradyot is he's very much of the view that if he does not get the desired result, he will sit in opposition. But yes, indeed, if he gets some sort of support and if there is a hung assembly, we can certainly see him as the kingmaker here in the state of Tripura. On the other side, high-octane political battle. We saw how intense campaigning was. Now
Right.
the political battle is going on. People are now out on the streets. People are voting in large numbers. We'll have to wait and watch what kind of turnout takes place throughout the day.
Absolutely, Piyush. Thank you very much for joining us. And thank you, Aishwarya, Jawan, as well as Abhishek. We'll be going into a short break right now. On the other side, we'll bring you more news. And here's what's coming up next. Outrage across the country as India demands justice for Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh. And the BBC continues to face the IT heat. Surveys at its offices in Mumbai and Delhi continue.
The light combat helicopter Prachand, which is indigenously manufactured by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, it's been loaded with rockets and missiles as well. And focusing over here is this turret gun, which has again been manufactured by the HAL. These are 70 rockets which will be loaded into the Prachand. 10 of these Prachands have been taken by the Indian Air Force and 5 of them are with the Indian Army as of now, and we have 15 of them with us. And this definitely puts India on a high pedestal.
सेना के कुछ नेता बीबीसी दफ्तर के बाहर ये लोग बैनर पोस्टर लेकर पहुंचे हुए हैं और लगातार बीबीसी का विरोध ये कर रखे हैं। बीबीसी को लेकर लगातार नारेबाजी इनके द्वारा की जा रही है। और ये देखिए पुलिस जो है अब इनके बैनर पोस्टर लेकर यहाँ से इन्हें हटाने की कोशिश कर रही है। तस्वीरें आप देख लीजिए और अब पुलिस ने इनसे बैनर पोस्टर ले लिए हैं और यहाँ से इन्हें हटाने की कार्रवाई लगातार चल रही है।
जो देश दशकों से सबसे बड़ा डिफेंस इंपोर्टर था, वो अब दुनिया के 75 देशों को डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है।
Why, sir? But why?
No, I don't.
We'll speak, sir.
No, I won't.
About your statement.
No, I won't.
That you made yesterday.
No, I don't want to speak. Go, please. I don't want to speak.
What's wrong in that?
I don't want to speak. That's all. Why do you want to force me?
No, I'm not forcing you. I'm
Yes,
just
you're telling
asking
me
you.
to speak. I
No,
don't.
no. Actually, you have made this statement
That's
yesterday.
बंद करो ऐसे कैमरा।
I'm just asking. Actually, folks have made this statement yesterday, and are you still stand with your statement?
Light utility helicopter which is being designed and manufactured by the HAL. So a massive development by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the light utility helicopter in this particular category, going on to show that India is moving towards Atmanirbharta, and HAL is definitely going on and providing a shot in the
And a quick recap of the top headlines at 10:30 this morning. Fate of 259 candidates on the line as the first big election of 2023 gets underway. There's outrage across the country as India demands justice for Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh. Republic TV's relentless coverage forces action. The DMK councillor is arrested, but Stalin dons silence. The BBC continues to face the IT heat. Surveys at offices in Mumbai and Delhi to continue. 2 people are dead in a tragic helicopter crash in Alabama. Authorities say investigation is on. And Nepal's king makes the first public appearance, demands the restoration of monarchy amid. Now, on the 8th of February, a soldier identified as Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh got into a heated argument with the DMK leader Chinnaswamy. Now, following this, Chinnaswamy, along with 9 others, allegedly attacked the soldier and his brother. While Republic's relentless coverage has forced action and Chinnaswamy is now placed under arrest, the anger is palpable. Now, in the latest, the BJP is set to stage protests against the DMK over inaction. Joining us on the broadcast is Varshini, who is reporting from the site of the BJP's protest. Now, Varshini, good morning. Varshini, there's been a lot of anger against what happened. There is also a lot of anger in terms of the fact that, the DMK, which is in power, and Stalin, who also looks at the home portfolio, did not even think it was important to come out and speak about this.
Well, absolutely, yes. If you see, this is definitely growing into a much intensified situation rather than what we thought, because the BJP has now started to conduct protests in every single district in the state, not just Chennai or not just Krishnagiri where this issue happened. Rather, they are conducting protests all over the state. They are going to file complaints with the district collectors, with the DGP, with this, every district corporation commissioner. Therefore, it is going to grow and grow is what we are seeing. And if at all the DMK and the ruling government is not able to take any kind of a step, this is definitely going to get even more difficult for them. And if you note, Nupur, this is also election times in the state. If you see, the by-poll elections are happening at the later end of this month, and it is very important for the ministers and all the leaders to be there in the polling campaign site and campaign there rather than reacting on such an important issue. The death of this Jawan is definitely, the people are very unhappy with this situation. People are shocked, people are very upset, and if the ruling government does not come up with a proper answer, come up with a befitting honor or respect for the Jawan, or comes up with something to make sure that they are standing with the Jawan in this situation and not with their party member, it is definitely not going to sit very well for them. And today the BJP has planned massive protests throughout the state. Statewide protests are going to happen, so we'll have to see if at all, at least after this kind of a protest erupting in different parts of the state, the DMK government will react or not on this.
All right, Shavan also joining us from New Delhi on the broadcast. Shavan, this is also a classic tale really of a common man fighting for justice, and the government on the one hand, political bigwigs on the one hand, and a soldier from the Indian Army on the other, isn't it?
Well, in fact, Nupur, there is another aspect which hasn't been highlighted so far. That is the role of the police. And remember, the police comes under the DMK government at this point in time. The home minister there, the state home minister, is equally culpable. And this is how he's equally culpable in terms of why there has been a delayed action. For instance, in this particular case, what has essentially happened, Nupur, is that one of the main accused, the BJP councillor, was actually on the run. In fact, reports are now coming in from our sources, in fact, our reporters on the ground who are picking up more information as to why exactly was there a delay. It turns out that he was actually allowed to leave from Krishnagiri, and from there he entered Karnataka. In fact, he was in Kolar. He spent about a considerable amount of time, and it was at a much later stage that there was an information that was sent out by the Tamil Nadu police to the Karnataka police in order to the CID to actually step in. What's more important to point out here is that immediately thereafter, the arrest timings that have actually been shown, it seems there is also another discrepancy, because it turns out the arrest timing has been shown only yesterday, where reports are now coming in. The arrest was made a day before yesterday around 10 o'clock in the evening. So what's the reason behind showing a different timing of arrest at this point in time? And more importantly, why did it take so long for the police to start acting on it? Had it not been the hue and cry that was made by the family members, perhaps this too would have been brushed under the carpet. What is even more surprising is that not a single word has really come in from the state government at this point in time. We'll also try and go across to my colleague Varshini for the latest that's coming in. Varshini, it turns out that not just the BMC, not just the DMK councillor, but there were about 5 to 6 other people. And this is not the first time that there was a run-in that they've had with the lunch snack. What is it that you're picking up?
Long family dispute that has been going on for a while now, and this DMK councillor had apparently brought in his sons, his cousins, his nephews. He's brought in everybody, his entire family, in fact, to beat the deceased Jawan and his brother together. It's definitely not looking like a water dispute, and that is the sole reason for this. There has to be some vendetta, is what we are picking up from sources. We are also learning that this family of DMK councillor has been involved in such instances in the past as well. They have such a history of going as a family and threatening people and kind of giving them death threats, etc. And that is exactly what has happened. It has transpired into a much even worse scenario where a life of a Jawan has been lost. And at the same time, Shravan, we are also learning, like you said, it was not only the DMK councillor, not only his sons, it was a huge gang of more than 10 people. But as of now, the arrests have been made for 9 of them. Initial arrests were 6 people, and later on, the DMK councillor and 2 others, 2 of his sons were arrested. So 9 people have been arrested, and the complainant Prabhakaran, who was also thrashed up very badly, he's also still recovering. He's also still in the hospital. He just came for the funeral yesterday, tried to come and sit at the funeral, but he's now back at the hospital getting treated for his injuries, which are really, really bad at this point of time. And he has also written 9 people's names in the complaint, and these 9 people have been arrested. But there are sources that tell us from the family side that there were unknown people also that they couldn't name, they couldn't identify in their complaint, which they want the police to find out and arrest them as well, take action as well. Yesterday, when the sister-in-law of the deceased Jawan Prabhu spoke to Republic, she specifically kept repeating the same words about how all they want is justice. All they want is justice for the life that has lost, for the lives that have been depending upon him, and for the future of the kids, the 3-year-old and the 4-month-old kids and his family, and who is...
यानी कि मिलेट्स जो हैं वो भी यहाँ पे प्रदर्शित किए जाएंगे, उसकी अवेयरनेस क्रिएट की जाएगी। क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट्स ये ट्राइबल जो कम्युनिटी है वो बना रही है मिलेट्स के लिहाज से, क्योंकि कई सारे हम देखते हैं कि वैल्यू एडिशन किया जा रहा है मिलेट्स के अंदर। अब जो आप यूं भी कह सकते हैं कि नूडल्स भी आपको अब मिलेट्स के तौर पर मिल रही हैं। तो कई सारे जो बच्चों को लुभाएं ऐसे ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स भी ये ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी ने बनाए हैं, जो कि मिलेट्स के आधार पर या मिलेट्स को लेकर के बनाए हैं। तो वो भी आपको कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ हाईलाइट होते हुए दिखाई देंगे। तो यही एक तरह से फोकस है प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का, कि कैसे एक इंक्लूसिव अप्रोच हो सके, ट्राइबल जो कम्युनिटी है जो देश में कंट्रीब्यूशन कर रही है।
एक मिनट आपको रोकना चाहूंगी, अपने दर्शकों को बताएं कि अभी कुछ देर पहले माल्या जो पुष्प वर्षा की थी, जो बिरसा मुंडा जो जन जागरण के लिए जाने जाते हैं आदिवासी समाज के लिए, उनकी मूर्ति पर, और अभी यहाँ पर जो तमाम स्टॉल्स हैं उसका जायजा लेते हुए प्रधानमंत्री, आप देख सकते हैं असम का यहाँ पर स्टॉल है और तमाम राज्यों के स्टॉल हैं, खासतौर पर कैसे ट्राइफेड जो है वो इस पूरे आयोजन को सफल बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है। तो किस तरह से जो आदिवासी समाज से जुड़े उत्पाद है वो उनकी पहुंच आम जनता तक सुनिश्चित की जाए, ये हम देख पा रहे हैं। ये कितनी अहम आप मानते हैं, ट्राइफेड का भी रोल इसमें बहुत अहम हो जाता है। हम देख सकते हैं कि असम के काउंटर पर इस वक्त स्टॉल पर प्रधानमंत्री खुद यहाँ पर उन उत्पादों को बारीकी से देख रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल, कहा जाता है पिक्चर स्पीक्स लाउडर देन वर्ड्स, और वही हम देख रहे हैं, चाहे असम हो, मध्य प्रदेश हो, महाराष्ट्र हो। जैसा कि हमने अपने दर्शकों को बताया कि 28 से ज्यादा जो राज्य हैं, जो यूनियन टेरिटरीज है, वहां के जो आर्टिजन हैं ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी के, वो यहाँ पर आएंगे। अब आप कह सकते हैं कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी औपचारिक तौर पर जो आदि महोत्सव है उसकी शुरुआत करने जा रहे हैं, और एक तरह से पब्लिक के लिए भी ओपन होगा। तो ये अपने आप में दर्शाता है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का जो एक इंक्लूसिव अप्रोच रहा है ट्राइबल्स को कैसे हम लोग उनके जो प्रोडक्ट्स है, उनकी जो आर्ट है, वो कैसे नेशनल लेवल पर आ सके, उस बात का प्रतीक होगा आदि महोत्सव। और आंचल एक बार बता दें कि जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा है, उनको एक तरह से उन्होंने पुष्प अर्पण किए हैं। और जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा है, ट्राइबल समाज के लिए, सोसाइटी के लिए भगवान बिरसा
जन जागरण का प्रतीक माना जाता है। बिल्कुल
जो कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है, वो अपने आप में प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी ने भी कई बार कहा है कि वो जो नीतियां बनाते हैं, तो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की जो लेगेसी है,
अच्छा, ये कितना अहम है अरुण, क्योंकि तस्वीरों के साथ साथ आप और मैं बात कर रहे हैं, अभी प्रधानमंत्री असम के स्टॉल पर थे, फिर मेघालय के स्टॉल पर आए, आप यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और बहुत बारीकी से कौन कौन सा राज्य जिसमें आदिवासी समाज में जो लोग इन उत्पादों से जुड़े हुए हैं, उत्कृष्ट प्रदर्शन है उसे बनाने का, लोगों तक पहुंचाने का, वो प्रधानमंत्री खुद उसका जायजा ले रहे हैं, खुद समझ रहे हैं, उनके अनुभव जो है वो जान रहे हैं,
उनसे इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं। और देखिए कई इनिशिएटिव्स लिए हैं।
वो मणिपुर का स्टॉल था, अपने दर्शकों को बता दें, अब मणिपुर के स्टॉल से आगे बढ़े हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी, बताएं अरुण।
जी बिल्कुल, जैसा आपने दर्शकों को बता रहे हैं कि लगभग 28 के आसपास जो राज्य हैं, वहाँ के जो तमाम आर्टिजन्स हैं, जो वहाँ के आर्टिस्ट हैं, वो यहाँ पर मौजूद है। प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जो प्रोमिनेंट जो स्टॉल्स हैं उनका जायजा लेंगे, समझने की कोशिश करेंगे कि आखिर क्या कुछ वो प्रोडक्ट लेकर के आए हैं। ट्राइबल्स जो प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं, उसमें एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोमिनेंट पॉइंट होता है कि प्लास्टिक को रिप्लेस करने के लिए जो बैम्बू के जो प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं, उनकी बहुत डिमांड है। जो हैंडलूम प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, उनकी बहुत ज्यादा डिमांड है, जैसे कि शॉल हो गई, कपड़े हो गए, इसकी बहुत डिमांड है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट के अंदर। तो कैसे इन ट्राइबल्स के जो प्रोडक्ट है उनको एक इंटरनेशनल मार्केट मिल सके, इस लिहाज से प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का फोकस है कि आदि महोत्सव को एक तरह से एक त्योहार के तौर पर मनाया जाए, जिससे कि उनको जो ट्राइबल लोगों के जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उनको एक बड़ी पहचान मिल सके। जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया कि जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा है, उनकी लेगेसी को आगे लेकर के जा रहे हैं। वो कई बार उन्होंने इस बात का जिक्र भी किया है कि जो उनके जो उनकी सोच थी, विचारधारा थी, उनको अपनी पॉलिसी पे, इनिशिएटिव में वो लेकर के आते हैं। और आपको याद होगा कि जनजाति गौरव दिवस, जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा उनकी जो बर्थ एनिवर्सरी, उनको जनजाति गौरव दिवस के तौर पर मनाया जाता है देश भर के अंदर। और इतना ही नहीं आंचल, कई सारे इनिशिएटिव सरकार ने लिए। अगर आपको याद हो कि 2018 में वन धन योजना की शुरुआत की थी, ट्राइबल्स को इससे बहुत बड़ा बढ़ावा मिला था, क्योंकि वन धन योजना का मकसद ये था कि जो ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी है, तो जंगलों के अंदर वो जो रहते हैं या फिर उनके जो प्रोडक्ट्स वो बनाते हैं, बैम्बू के प्रोडक्ट्स जो बनाते हैं, तो वन जीवन जो, तो वन धन योजना स्कीम का नाम था। तो कैसे जो फॉरेस्ट के जो प्रोडक्ट्स जो बन रहे हैं, जो ट्राइबल लोग बना रहे हैं, उनको एक बड़ा मार्केट मिल सके, बैम्बू खासतौर पर फोकस रखते हुए, तो उस लिहाज से वन धन योजना की शुरुआत की गई। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के इनिशिएटिव के अंदर एकलव्य मॉडल रेजिडेंशियल स्कूल्स है, इस तरह के इनिशिएटिव्स की शुरुआत की गई, जिससे कि
और बिल्कुल ये तस्वीरें अपने आप में बहुत अहम हैं। अरुणाचल प्रदेश के स्टॉल पर मौजूद है प्रधानमंत्री, उन्होंने वहां से गले के कंठहार को देखा। अरुणाचल प्रदेश वो राज्य जहां से सूर्योदय होता है, और सबसे अहम यहाँ पर यह भी है कि 1000 से ज्यादा आदिवासी कारीगर इसमें शामिल हैं। 13 राज्यों से ज्यादा जो जुड़े हुए आदिवासी रसोई हैं, जो मिलेट्स के जायजा का तड़का लगाएंगे। जिस बैम्बू का हम जिक्र कर रहे थे, उसी स्टॉल पर प्रधानमंत्री भी मौजूद है। यहां से भी समझते हुए देखिए, ये विविधता है भारत की, जो एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत जिसका जिक्र आप कर रहे थे, कैसे इन्हें मुख्य धारा में शामिल करना। नागालैंड के स्टॉल पर प्रधानमंत्री मौजूद हैं। मुख्य धारा में से जोड़कर वाणिज्यिक को पारंपरिक कला के साथ कैसे जोड़ा जाएगा, उस लिहाज से भी ये आयोजन बेहद अहम।
बिल्कुल आंचल, आप यूं कह सकते हैं कि रंग अनेक, तिरंगा एक, राज्य अनेक, भारत एक। तो हर राज्य के लोग अपनी अपनी जो सांस्कृतिक धरोहर है, जो उनके आर्ट्स हैं, कल्चर है, प्राइमरीली उसको शोकेस कर रहे हैं। लेकिन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हम लोग भारत की बात कर रहे हैं, समूचे इंडिया की बात कर रहे हैं, और कैसे इंडिया एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर इन प्रोडक्ट्स को लेकर के आया जा सके, इस बात पर फोकस है। प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का अप्रोच रहता है कि जो एक इंक्लूसिव अप्रोच रहती है, वो जानने की कोशिश करते हैं कि अगर ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी अगर कुछ डिजाइन कर रही है, बना रही है, तो उनके प्रोडक्ट में जो दमखम है उसको कैसे ब्रांडिंग मिल सके। हमने कई बार देखा कि कई सारे अहम जो मौके होते हैं प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के लिए, उस पर वो इन कई सारे प्रोडक्ट्स को खुद आजमाते हैं, खुद पहनते भी है। अभी आपको हाल ही में याद होगा आंचल कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी ने पार्लियामेंट के अंदर एक जैकेट पहनी थी। वो जैकेट प्लास्टिक से रिसाइकल करके
इंडियन ऑयल कॉर्पोरेशन द्वारा दी गई। जी
बिल्कुल। तो वो दर्शाता है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी का फोकस बिल्कुल साफ है कि जैसे 2070 तक भारत को अगर कार्बन न्यूट्रल होना है, तो हमें एक सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी की बात करनी है। सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी के अंदर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट योगदान रहता है कि हम कैसे अपनी जो लाइफस्टाइल है उसको चेंज करें, और ट्राइबल लोग जो प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं, जो सामान बनाते हैं, वो सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी का एक आदर्श उदाहरण।
और क्योंकि आप इकोनॉमी का जिक्र कर रहे हैं अरुण, तो क्योंकि
light utility helicopter which is being designed and manufactured by the HAL. So a massive development by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the light utility helicopter in this particular category, going on to show that India is moving towards Atmanirbharta, and HAL is definitely going on and providing a shot in the arm for the Air Force sector as well.
Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests here in Jammu, demanding the release of their salaries and also the security in the Kashmir Valley. They are saying till the time that the security is not restored, they won't be going back to the Kashmir Valley. But the Jammu and Kashmir police has imposed section 144 in the area, and they have been asked to move away from the area. The protesters have been detained by the Jammu and Kashmir police after several warnings that were given to the Kashmiri Pandits.
The light combat helicopter Prachand, which is indigenously manufactured by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, it's been loaded with rockets and missiles as well, and focusing over here is this turret gun which has again been manufactured by the HAL. These are 70 rockets which will be loaded into the Prachand. 10 of these Prachands have been taken by the Indian Air Force, and 5 of them are with the Indian Army as of now, and we have 15 of them with us. And this definitely puts India on a high pedestal.
सेना के कुछ नेता बीबीसी दफ्तर के बाहर ये लोग बैनर पोस्टर लेकर पहुंचे हुए हैं और लगातार बीबीसी का विरोध ये कर रखे हैं। बीबीसी को लेकर
Time for some sports news now. Third edition of the Khelo India Winter Games concluded in Gulmarg. Jammu and Kashmir topped the medals tally, followed by Maharashtra. India clinched 6-wicket win over the West Indies in ongoing ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2023 at Newlands in Cape Town. Team India lose top spot in ICC Test rankings. Australia regained number 1 spot after announcement by ICC on Wednesday.
अब क्योंकि इस तरह से जब आदि महोत्सव लगाया जा रहा है, उस लिहाज से जो आम खरीदार हैं, आम पब्लिक है, उसके लिए भी अलग अलग जो टेस्ट हैं उनको चखने का, खान पान के जरिए अलग अलग जो वस्त्र हैं उनको पहनने का, घर के साजो सामान जो कि अलग अलग राज्यों के उन्हें अपने घर में संजोने का एक बेहतरीन अवसर मिलता है। तो अब मध्य प्रदेश
जो देश दशकों से सबसे बड़ा डिफेंस इंपोर्टर था, वो अब दुनिया के 75 देशों को डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है।
Why, sir? But why?
No, don't.
We'll speak, sir.
No, I won't speak.
About your statement.
No, I won't speak.
That you made yesterday.
No, I don't want to speak. Go, please. I don't want to speak.
What's wrong in that?
I don't want to speak. That's all. Why do you want to force me?
No, I'm not forcing you. I'm
Yes,
just
you're
asking
telling
you.
me to speak. I
No,
don't
no.
want to speak.
Actually, you have made this statement
That's what
yesterday.
I'm camera.
I'm just asking. Actually, folks have made this statement yesterday, and are you still stand with your statement?
light utility helicopter which has been designed and manufactured by the HAL. So a massive development by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the light utility helicopter in this particular category, going on to show that India is moving towards Atmanirbharta, and HAL is definitely going on and providing a shot in the arm for the Air Force sector as well.
Kashmiri Pandits are staging protests here in Jammu, demanding the release of their salaries and also the security in the Kashmir Valley. They are saying till the time that the security is not restored, they won't be going back to the Kashmir Valley. But the Jammu and Kashmir police has imposed section 144 in the area, and they have been asked to move away from the area. The protesters have been detained by the Jammu and Kashmir police after several warnings that were given to the Kashmiri Pandits.
And we are getting you breaking news now from neighboring Pakistan. News coming in of a blast in Pakistan. Already a country reeling from an economic crisis which it is struggling to overcome, and now news of a blast there. There have been such incidents more and more such incidents being reported from Pakistan in the past few days, with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan also. Well, one person reported dead in this particular blast that we are talking about. And one killed in a blast in, well, the blast, it appears, these are visuals of the blast site. It's a train in which the blast occurred. We are waiting for more details, but right now what we can tell you is that one person has been killed in that blast. Joining me is my senior executive editor, Niranjan Narayanasamy. Niranjan, if you could take our viewers through whatever details are available at this point.
Well, through our correspondent in Pakistan, what we understand is that this happened in Karachi. It was in what is called the Jafar Express. This was in Quetta, Karachi. And in January, the same train was targeted in a similar way in which 8 people were injured. Today, 3 passengers have been killed. From the reports coming in, 3 passengers have been killed. And we're trying to get more details. But this happened in Karachi. To give you more details, this was a blast that took place in a train, and the explosive was kept inside the washroom of the train, and the explosion took place early this morning. And the nature of the blast itself is not known, whether it was an IED, whether it was a bomb or a suicide bomber. Nothing on that front is known yet. What we do know is that the explosive was placed in a washroom. Secondly, the nature of the blast is not known. Pakistan, looking at the terror angle, they're not ruling out whether it was a terror attack or not. This is what we can tell you. This was in Sahilwal district is what we are hearing. The moment we get more details, we will get back to you on that. Back to you for now.
Well, many thanks, Niranjan, for bringing us up to speed on that. So, well, till latest reports came in, as Niranjan was telling us, 3 people have lost their lives in this blast. This is the Zafar Express, and 5 passengers have been injured. It's not, more details are still not known, although it has been reported that the explosive was fixed in the washroom. And earlier